Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
If you're standing, please hold on to the handrails and stay clear of the doors until the monorail stops completely and the doors open.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Gateway to the Magic. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
And this is ResortLoop.com. How are you doing, Bob?
I am excellent on
Excellent.
This episode 97. Excellent. Not outstanding.
No.
It's still cold, but at least the sun is shining here in beautiful Northeast Ohio, the North Coast, as we want to try and make it.
It doesn't make it sound any warmer when you throw the word coast in when it's like 4 degrees. But
that is so true. Oh, my gosh. Hey, but good news. I am booked, believe it or not, at the Art of Animation Little Mermaid rooms, the standard rooms, for my trip in June, just before my Disney cruise. So
how exciting is that?
I will be looking for some folks in June. I'll have more information on that as it gets closer. So
excellent.
Yeah. Can we do some shout-outs?
I think we need to do a couple shout-outs.
Outstanding. I've got one from Susan Brass. You know Susan.
Oh, good old Susan. Love her.
Yes, we do. She talking about our Tower of Terror, our Twilight Zone open from good pal Scott Danziger. She said, best show opener ever. Tower of Terror is her favorite ride at Walt Disney World. So there you go. That was a lot of fun.
That was. He did a great job.
He is so good. So good. I also got one from Michael Nelson, who goes by @NH Mike Nelson on the Twitter. Says, overdosing on your podcast before the family trip starts this Saturday. Great tips and interviews. Thanks.
Aw.
And yeah, that was nice. And last one from Margot Mead. I believe she might be a new listener. So she says, I have decided that you guys have my favorite podcast. You're always so positive and happy.
Aw.
And some of the other shows just whine about what Disney is doing wrong. Thanks for your bright outlook. Now, she may feel differently after our last show with Sean, but, hey, we got to tell it like it is.
We balance things out. We really try.
Absolutely.
I've got a quick one here. I'd just like to mention real quick. A friend of the show, Florence Porter.
Yes.
She wrote a nice little blog. She's at Disney by the Numbers. She has a little blog over there. And she did a little mention of some podcasts that she listens to. And we were one of them.
Yes, and may I say, in
yes.
great company.
Oh, my gosh. I'm just going to say it. Be Our Guest is on the list, and they do a great job. So I'm just thrilled to be on the same page with them.
Yeah, unbelievable that someone would lump us in with those guys. Great show, and we are humbled as always. We are just so humbled by this whole thing. It's crazy.
It is. So everybody go over to DisneyByTheNumbers.com. Click on the blog over there, and you'll find the article by Florence Porter.
Yeah,
thanks, Florence.
Thanks, Florence. Thank you very much. So, Tim, what's the show going to be about today?
Well, today we're pulling one right off of the website.
What?
I know.
We have a website.
It's our little website, yes. We mentioned it right before the Stitcher at the end of the show. Where have you been for the 90-some episodes, Bob?
Yeah, I kind of stopped listening to it.
Oh, excellent. But anyway, it's from Jenna Hoogstra. And she says, hello, Tim and Bob. I am a new listener, and I have to say I love listening to you guys. Thanks for all the work you do. I currently live in Washington, D.C., but grew up in Michigan, and she says her mom's from Ohio. So she...
Go Buckeyes.
Woo! O-H.
I-O.
There you go. So I appreciate all the Midwest sense of humor and hospitality. I grew up road tripping to Disney, and now, since I actually have to pay for it myself, we know how that goes. My husband and I do not go as often as I would like. I have a couple of questions for you guys. Here it comes.
Yep.
I have friends who have just moved to Florida, and they are taking me on a trip with them in a month. I was wondering if you have any ideas of fun ways I could surprise them at the parks, or anything that would make their trip special, because she feels like they've done it all before. She offers to pay for things, but her friend won't let her. So she says a surprise would be great. And here's part 2.
Okay.
Also, the last time I went to Disney, they did not have the Disney Magic Bands. And it's a bit confusing to her, and could we shed some light on the Magic Bands? And then she says thank you. So that's from Jenna Hoogstra.
Well, Jenna, first, right out of the gate, I'm going to need the names of those friends because if they're not going to allow you to pay for anything, I want them to be my friends when I go down there. That's not going to work, is it?
No, well, probably not.
No.
They'll want to see you, and you probably don't look anything like Jenna.
Yeah, probably not. No, that would be very disappointing for them, I'm sure.
So we should probably start with the first part of the question.
Okay,
you think? Right. Start with what special things do you think she could arrange or take care of to surprise them, and say thank you for having her down?
This was kind of tough because Jenna doesn't give specifics as far as like how much she wants to spend.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that she wouldn't mind spending a little bit.
A little bit, yeah,
because they're paying for everything. So my first inclination was that perhaps you could do something just completely over the top, like you have done, and take them to Victoria and Albert's for dinner.
Ooh, that is over the top.
I mean, that's big, but if they're paying, if they're dropping some change on you, that's not bad. That would be a good way to go. Now that is the far extreme money wise.
That's the end that's way down at that one end.
Right. Now I'll have the other end, but let's hear what you got.
Well, mine is a little closer down to much closer down to the other end. And I had to look to make sure they did this, but I was able to find something. So we're going to go that they still have this.
Okay.
In the Magic Kingdom, I'm thinking the Tomorrowland Terrace dessert party for the fireworks.
That is a great idea.
I'm telling you, I have moments that are just fantastic.
That is a great idea.
Because they've probably seen the fireworks. They probably haven't done the dessert party. If they have, come up with one, we'll give you some more ideas. But it's relatively inexpensive. I've not done this, but I've heard some really fantastic things. The thing I could find was it's about, $22, $23 for adults. That's probably not too bad. I think you're having a pretty decent spot for the fireworks.
Yeah.
The desserts that I'm seeing here, on the internet look fantastic.
That is a great idea. Yeah, I like that.
So that was the first thing I came up with, Bob.
I'm going to go all the way at the other end.
Okay.
Complete. You know me. What am I?
You're cheap.
You're being kind by. Usually, there's a lot of other words.
Well, I almost used the F word. I almost said frugal.
Thank you. This is a family show.
That's why I was saying.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to Google that later. But anyway, I'm going to say, if you are kind of adventuresome a little bit, take them over to the campground over at the Fort Wilderness campgrounds and do the movie and campfire with Chip and Dale.
That's a great
nice
call.
Little end to your evening.
That's a lot. I mean, most of the people have not done that.
Yeah, and it's free. I mean, you're going to drop a couple of bucks if you want, marshmallows and chocolate, make some s'mores and that. But it's only a couple of bucks. You're going to walk out of there, dropping a $10 bill is about all.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so that's that one. I kind of like doing that anyway every time we go down. So
I have another one here. This is a moderately expensive. That's not actually too bad. I believe it's called the Behind the Seeds tour at the Land at Epcot.
I had that on my list.
Did
too.
you?
Yeah. Yes.
It's like one of those gateway tours. It doesn't take a long time. A lot of people haven't done it. Kind of get you behind the scenes. You can maybe sneak out some seeds in your pocket. Pretty soon you're growing square tomatoes at home. But it's just a thought, something, at Epcot, off to the side a little bit. I think you can make reservations for that. Do you have any information on that?
I do. You can take a 1-hour walking tour of the land, greenhouses, and labs.
See, that's perfect.
Yeah. Tour the greenhouse to discover over 60 crops from around the world. The seed latest techniques on how to grow and improve plants. It's $20 per adult and $16 per child. She doesn't say if kids are involved in this either. So there are some things, obviously, Victoria and Albert, you're not going to do with the kids.
No.
But this kids 3 to 9 can do this. So you're allowed to bring some water with you, so you don't have to worry about putting anything into a locker or anything like that. It's not a crazy tour, but it would be very interesting for people who are into horticulture and that type of stuff. So I like that one. That one was on my list too, and it's, like you said, not overly expensive. So there are a lot of tours.
There are now they go up from there. I think that's pretty much the cheapest one they have.
I think you're right. So there's all kinds of tours. Again, I want to throw a shout out to our good friends over at allears.net. They have click on Walt Disney World and then click on Beyond the Parks, and they'll give you all kinds of really cool things, tours and other experiences for your trip down there. So check that out. I got another one that might, it's going to be a little bit expensive. They're not super cheap, but it might be fun. And again, another way to kind of wrap up your evening.
Mm-hmm. Fun.
And well,
you do.
Don't ask my kids.
They don't appreciate you yet. They will. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I hope so. Anyway, take them for a nice carriage ride.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you can do the carriage rides over at Port Orleans, and you can do the carriage rides over at the Fort Wilderness Campground again over there, which is then maybe go over to the campfire and sing along. So that I like the carriage ride idea. My wife and daughter have always wanted to do the carriage ride, and we never seem to find time to do it. So there's that.
Now I have another one. This is it involves the water.
Uh-oh.
I'm thinking watercraft.
I love that idea.
Now there's two options that I have it off the top of my head. One, just rent a boat for you and your friends, like a pontoon boat.
Yeah, there you go.
Cruise Bay Lake and the Seven Seas Lagoon. Now the other one's going to be a little more pricey. This is going to be like probably $350 or so, $350. Do like one of the fireworks or illumination cruises.
That was on my list as well.
I'm just stealing them. I get in, I get out.
I know I stole your Victoria and Albert, so
no, that's fine.
But yeah, that's a great one. I love the idea of the especially. I have heard the Illuminations cruise is fantastic.
I've not done that one yet. I've done the fireworks cruise, for the Magic Kingdom.
Right, and you loved that. You thought that. Yeah,
it was great. We got there, and the host, the pilot of the boat, asked us, do you want to like tour the lakes? Do you just want to go out there and get ready? And we had plenty of time, so we asked him to give us the tour. So he took us around the seven. Actually, took us over to Bay Lake first, in front of the Wilderness Lodge, behind the Contemporary. Showed us the infamous shoe tree.
Oh yeah, tell them a little bit about the shoe tree before we continue.
Oh, I thought we were going to leave it a little bit of a surprise.
Okay. All right, yeah, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Look at you.
Well, I got to tease something for another show down the line.
You're working it.
We are, but we took a nice little tour of the Bay Lake. We made our way back over to the Seven Seas Lagoon, and the music is actually on the boat.
Oh wow!
They tune into whatever the special frequency is there. You watch the illuminations from the boat. Now, hopefully, the night you've booked, it's going to be warm and non-raining.
Right.
But chances are most of the rain in Florida in the summer, is in the middle of the day, so you should be good.
Right, there is that. I mean, you got to factor in the weather. And I'm going to throw this. This is the last one I've got. I'm going to throw this out there because this might be kind of fun to do. If you've listened to the podcast, obviously you've listened. Get on Twitter, get on Facebook, meet some folks. For example, our good friend down there, Kim Taylor, and pick a time, kind of make a time for when you can meet up with somebody so that when you're down there, you go, hey, Kim, how's it going? Do you mind taking a picture with me and my friends here? It will freak them out.
They'll know you're a big deal then.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
That's what does like a bunch of people in like one condensed area. Like they're all in the UK at Epcot. So everywhere you're walking, people are just calling out your name.
Right.
How cool would that be?
That would be so much fun.
And then you turn around and you say, this happens to me everywhere I go.
That would be awesome.
Their kids are coming up to you for autographs. How cool would that be?
That would be a blast. I think that would be a lot of fun. So that's all I got as far as fun things to do. You got anything else, Tim?
I just have a couple quickies.
Okay.
Like one, if you're going to get out of the parks, maybe hit some miniature golf. They might not have done that.
Yeah. Always, yeah.
Or no, just take them over, treat them for some ice cream over at Beaches and Cream.
That's always a good one.
You know?
Beaches and Cream are fantastic. Right. That's a good one.
It depends on what they'll let you buy, you know?
Right.
You got to surprise them.
Exactly. Well, and again, it depends on how much you want to spend. I mean, some of the things we went from one extreme to the other, so and a whole bunch in between. So, just being there with you, I think, is going to be a lot of fun. There's also that photography experience that you had mentioned before, the Disney photography experience, where you can have some nice pictures if you want to have a day or a couple hours where you can be over at the Beach Club or Polynesian or Grand Floridian and have a Disney event photographer take your picture. That's always a good one too. So just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah. So Jenna, we hope we gave you some ideas there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, on to the Disney Magic Bands.
Yes.
All right.
You're the expert on the Magic Bands.
Well, I don't know about expert. I think
you're up there. Come on.
I get a lot of my information from our good pal Sean Woosley down in Florida, and I'm kind of looking forward to. We just booked that trip, and I'm looking forward to getting my Magic Bands. Can't wait. I do know that you have to stay on Disney property in order to get them. Otherwise, you get a card. It's my understanding. So. Unless you have booked a stay at one of the Disney resorts, you're not going to get the Magic Bands. Now, they are good for a couple of years once you get them. So if you were to stay at a Disney hotel, the next time you go down, if you were staying with your friends and then just going over, they would work still within that 2-year time period. But as far as I know, no Magic Bands for anything off property just yet. So, and it opens up your room. It opens up, it's your ticket to get into the park. And of course you can use it to purchase items and things like that. So, that's about all I know about the Magic Bands. I will have a full report, I'm sure, after June. Absolutely you will. After that trip.
That will be a special episode.
Well, they always seem a little special when it's just me because, the audio's horrible. I need you, man.
Oh,
you don't understand. You don't understand. This is, is that about it? Are we good?
I think we're good.
Because I got something, as we were putting together our anniversary show, I kind of realized something. I have dropped the ball. I apologize.
What'd you do?
Long pause. I haven't been giving out any sweepstakes in a long time. What have I been doing?
I didn't even want to point that out. I have been so livid.
I could tell.
On behalf of our listeners, you should hang your head in shame.
As I am right now.
You are right now. I can tell because the audio dropped. Do you have one for us, Bob?
I got a sweepstakes.
Awesome.
Now, unfortunately, this is not a trip to Disney World or Disney or any other Disney property. However, this is one of our favorite movies in recent years from the Walt Disney Company. It is the Rapunzel Saves the Day sweepstakes, where you can win your very own Disney Infinity prize pack.
Ooh.
I haven't played that. Have you any experience with the Disney Infinity game?
I don't. I know a lot of people really like it, but I have not even looked into it.
Yeah, me neither. I've got to check that out.
My free time, I seem to be doing this, so.
You know it. Best sweepstakes ever, ? You bet it is. Enter the Rapunzel Saves the Day sweepstakes each week for a chance to win a grand prize of a Rapunzel Disney Infinity figure, Disney Infinity starter pack, and an Xbox 360 console, PlayStation 3 system, or Wii U console. This sweepstakes runs through February 28th, just this month, and changes each week with a new game system. So come back each week and enter to win. So, of course, no purchase necessary, and we will have that up on our website. So, and the Facebook page. So check that out. It's going to be very cool. The Disney Rapunzel sweepstakes.
I love it. Hey, Bob, this just in. I had a brilliant idea.
Yes.
I want to know what Jenna ended up doing. So right now, I am extending the Resort Loop open arms.
Wow.
I would like Jenna to come on the show with her friends and find out exactly what she did and how their trip went.
You very seldom extend the open arms.
I know. I feel like Steve Perry. But that being said, Jenna, when you get back, contact us, let us know, and we'll set something up to have you and your friends on the show if they're willing. If they're not willing, we'll just have you on and we'll make fun of them and shame them.
Absolutely. Let's find out what they did. That is all I got.
I am going to follow that up with, that's all I got.
That's weird.
How just the timing was unequivocally perfect.
We're on the same page. It's almost like this is scripted.
Almost. Let me see. Turn page now. Okay, well, that does it for us, to everybody today. You've been listening to The Gateway to the Magic. I'm Tim Scott. You can find me on
Caller.
Oh,
yeah, you got to do that thing. I'm sorry.
Anyway, Resort Loop Tim, ResortLoop.com. Go, Bob.
Resort Loop Bob, Facebook /Resort Loop, iTunes, and
Stitcher.
All right.
We're out.
See you, everybody. That was weird. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
You mispronounced her name.
Did I still? I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to change it now. Don't go to Bob for pronunciation. I learned that years ago.